Hey fight fans, welcome to UFC Talks. This is your go-to corner for everything UFC, from breaking news and fight previews to deep analysis and knockout highlights.
UFC commentator Jon Anik reveals opponent for Belal Muhammad's next fight. Jon Anik broke some huge fight news on his podcast this week. According to the longtime UFC play-by-play commentator, former welterweight champion Belal Muhammad will take on Shavkat Rakhmonov this October. Anik revealed the fight during an episode of his Anik and Florian podcast, alongside his brother Jason and former UFC title challenger Kenny Florian. "I'm glad that Muhammad has an undisputed UFC welterweight championship at home," Anik said. "I'm glad that he's married to the game. We'll see what Shavkat Rakhmonov has for him in October." Belal versus Shavkat in October, there's your breaking news. Belal Muhammad and Shavkat Rakhmonov have unfinished business in the UFC. Muhammad was last in action at UFC 315 earlier this month in Montreal. The Palestinian-American was matched up with Australian contender Jack Della Maddalena in the main event. He ultimately lost the welterweight title to the Aussie via decision. It was a tough loss, but it did not change his status as one of the top welterweights in the UFC. Prior to the setback, he was riding an incredible win streak, including victories over Leon Edwards, Gilbert Burns, Sean Brady, and Stephen Thompson. He will definitely need some time to recover from his war at UFC 315, but an October return will give him plenty of time to do that. Things have gotten complicated for Shavkat Rakhmonov. The undefeated Kazakh star has finished 18 of his 19 pro wins. He has been considered the top contender in the welterweight division for a while. In fact, he was supposed to challenge Muhammad for the belt last year. However, Muhammad pulled out of the fight with an injury, leaving Rakhmonov to defeat Ian Machado Gary by decision. That win seemed to cement Rakhmonov as the number one contender. However, he then suffered an injury of his own. At the same time, lightweight champ Islam Makhachev is now moving up to welterweight. He is expected to challenge Della Maddalena in a bid for a second belt in his first fight at 170 pounds. With Makhachev jumping the line, and Rakhmonov nursing an injury, the UFC clearly decided the Kazakh needs another win to cement his claim to a title shot. Sounds like he'll get his chance against Muhammad this fall, most likely when the UFC returns to the Middle East.